For our next story, we're going to turn the clock back in time to a bitterly cold day in the town of Clitheroe, when a coach has just arrived in the grounds of Clitheroe Castle and made its way up those twisting pathways to what we now call the museum building. Now, way back in 1874, the Shaw family lived there. The Shaw family were very wealthy textile barons, and they relied entirely on a young lad called John T. Martindale to go to the city of Liverpool, watch the ships come in, laden with cotton from Louisiana, Mississippi and Egypt. He would then select from each bale various strands of cotton, place those strands of cotton inside a leather pouch, and then visit the textile barons of Blackburn, Burnley, Nelson, Colne and Clitheroe. He got out of the coach that day at Clitheroe Castle. It was freezing, so cold, his coat had nearly frozen to his body. He made his way inside the Shaw residence and felt the rays of heat emanating from the fire. There was Mrs. Shaw. "Ah, Jonty, the textile barons are all upstairs dining. If you'd like to pop up and see them, they'll all be ready very soon. You're looking a bit jaded, Jonty. What's the problem?" said Mrs. Shaw. "Well, it's me wife. She's expecting our first child, and I told her I'd be by her side when she gives birth to our child." "Oh, don't worry, Jonty. Your coach and horses have just gone round the back of the building. Your horses are being fed and watered, and you'll be on your way very soon." He made his way upstairs and met the textile barons, and there he said, "I've got 100 bales from Louisiana, 600 from Mississippi, and some really good quality Egyptian cotton." They took the orders. Jonty then went downstairs and started pacing the downstairs room, looking out of the window. "Where's me coach? Where's me coach? I've got to get back home. My wife's expecting our first child. I've got to get back home." It became slightly dark outside, and dusk was coming in very quickly. As he gazed out of the frosty window, he saw in front of the home 6 horses and a coach. He could just make out the shape of the words Lancaster, Manchester on the side of the coach. He rushed out and climbed on board. Inside the coach, it was very damp, it was very musty, and as his eyes became accustomed to the light, he realised that in there with him were 2 other people that gave the appearance of being definitely female. One, a lady sitting next to him with a long Victorian bonnet disguising her face. Right in front of him, another young lady with a Victorian bonnet again disguising her face, but on her lap, a baby wrapped in a blanket. He tried to get a conversation going. "Excuse me, ladies, would you mind if you just open the window, please? It's not very nice in here." There was no answer. He could have been talking to 2 statues. The coach jolted forward and made its way down towards the castle gates in Clitheroe, with the sound of horses' hooves, a bit like They got to the main street in Clitheroe. Jonty made another request. "Excuse me, ladies, would you mind if you just open the window, please?" No answer. The coach got to the town centre. He made a third and final request. "Ladies, would you mind if I just open the window, please? It's not very nice in here." No answer. In a fit of rage, he stood up. He reached for the leather strap attached to the side of the window frame to pull the window frame to let some cool, fresh air in. To his horror, the whole door frame was rotten and came away in his hand. He then heard a scream, a high-pitched scream. He glanced to the right. The lady sitting next to him had slowly lifted her face, and where there should have been a face was a hollow, dark cavity. Jonty screamed in terror. He fell out of the coach and banged his head and was knocked unconscious. He came round some 5-10 minutes later with a rather nasty head wound. He woke up in this blizzard. A terrible wind whipped up. He made his way through the snow and the slush and walked back up towards Clitheroe Castle and got back to the Shaw residence. As he opened the door, there was Mrs. Shaw. "Jonty, where have you been? Let me dress that head wound." "Oh, I got in the coach. This woman, she had no face. This woman, she had a baby." "Jonty, calm down. Calm down. Your coach is still around the back of the building, and if you look outside, the snow is so deep and so thick that any coach that arrived here would have definitely made an imprint. Jonty spent the night at the Shaw residence. The following morning, his original coach was ready. He got back to Bromley Cross, Bolton, where he lived, just in time to witness the birth of his baby daughter. He did some research and found that the Lancaster Manchester did leave the Shaw residence way back in 1871. To get to the city of Preston, it had to go to a place called Jeffrey Hill. To this very day, Jeffrey Hill is an open, expansed area with a ravine on either side. A gust of wind caught the Lancaster Manchester. It blew it down the ravine, killing an elderly lady, a young woman and her baby, 6 horses and a driver. Jonty was convinced that was indeed the coach he got into. To this very day, when it's very, very quiet in the town centre, the sound of a ghostly coach and horses can be heard going from the town with this amazing echoing sound. The ghost coach of Clitheroe.